A new day, a different opponent for Michigan basketball. Welcome inside Chrysler Center. I'm Leo Blavin, joined by Emily Herrard as Michigan continues their non-conference play. As tonight the Wolverines play host to the Youngstown State Penguins. Youngstown State making the short 4-hour bus ride from Youngstown, Ohio here to Ann Arbor. And Emily, the Penguins come in off a win over Geneva. However, when the Youngstown State Penguins have faced better opponents such as a Purdue team they faced 2 matchups ago, they've really struggled against this caliber of team.
Well, I think the Wolverines tonight is going to be a good opportunity for them to work on their ball movement. And something I'd like to see is Karis LeVert coming out strong again. He had a triple-double against Northern Kentucky, and that was great to see, along with Duncan Robinson, who scored 18 points and I believe was 6 for 6 beyond the arc. And that's something that the Wolverines want to see, and it's easier to do obviously against these opponents who aren't as strong, but also on the other end, I think it's a great opportunity for the Wolverines to work on their defense, because that's something that they're going to have to improve when they're playing stronger teams, especially in the Big Ten. And sometimes it looks like they're just kind of going through the motion, so it will be important tonight that even though they might not be facing the strongest offense, that they stick to their players and implement a strong defense.
The starters for both sides. First for the visiting Penguins, Brett Francisco Santiago, Bobby Hain, who's a preseason All-Horizon League second-team selection, so he'll be the player to look for Youngstown State. And Bryce Nichols, who has played in just 2 games this year. This will be his third and his first start of the season for the Wolverines. Derek Walton Jr., Karis LeVert, Zach Irvin, Duncan Robinson, and Ricky Doyle is Michigan's starting center. The Wolverines starting the first half going left to right in the home white uniforms. Youngstown State in the red uniforms, black numerals, and black trim. Jump ball will be between Bryce Nichols, the 6'9" redshirt freshman from Tampa Bay, Florida, and Doyle from Cape Coral, Florida. They both come in at 6'9", but Ricky Doyle's got an extra 40 pounds on Nichols. Doyle wins the tip, and we are underway from Chrysler Center. Wolverines going left to right. Derek Walton Jr., the main ball handler for the Wolverines. Wolverines working around the perimeter, down low to LeVert as Youngstown State comes out in a 2-3 zone. LeVert down low to Doyle, off the glass and in for 2.
And I like to see the Wolverines trusting Ricky Doyle at the beginning of this game.
Doyle opens up the scoring here between Michigan and Youngstown State. Back come the Penguins off a screen. Bobby Haynes' shot off the iron, no good. Rebound brought down by Irvin. He looks to push the pace back the other way to Walton Jr. To LeVert, into the corner. Robinson thought about shooting it. Instead, he'll settle things down for Michigan's offense as they work it up top. Irvin off a pass from Walton Jr. for 3. Too strong. Doyle comes down with the rebound, goes up for it as it poked away out of bounds. Michigan will retain possession. Inbound coming underneath their attacking basket.
Although he wasn't able to hang on to that ball, it was good to see Ricky Doyle in the correct position for that rebound.
Irvin kicks it into the corner. Robinson for 3. Nothing but that. Duncan Robinson starts Michigan off on this 5-0 run after he drains a 3 from the corner in front of Youngstown State's bench. Now driving back the other way and dishing is Matt Domlin, but he's fouled before getting the pass off. Foul will go against Derek Walton Jr. Check that, Ricky Doyle credited with the foul. Inbound for Youngstown State into the corner. Brett Franz has it. Penguins working around the perimeter. Nichols to France. To Hain, and now into the far corner, Santiago. Up top to Nichols. Santiago works it down low on the right block. Hain settles for a jumper, no good. Rebound contested for him, brought down by Irvin. Gives it to Walton, and the Wolverines look to run. Walton to Irvin, cutting to the rim, off the glass and in. Michigan starting this game on a 7-0 run with 18 minutes left to go in the opening half. Pass down low to Hain, he couldn't hang on to it, and Robinson comes away with the steal. Passes it ahead to Irvin, who goes reverse off the glass and in for 2. Back-to-back baskets for Zach Irvin, and the Wolverines are on top 9-0 here early on. Santiago looks to break pressure, kicks it to Hain. Out into the corner, he kicks it to France, who buries the three. Brett France strikes for the first basket of the game for Youngstown State to cut the lead down to 6. For Michigan, Robinson. The Penguins remain in that 2-3 zone. Levert from the free throw line. Kicks it to Irvin. Out to Robinson. Pump fake. Steps inside. 18-footer. Short. Rebound brought down by Brett France for Youngstown State. Back the other way. Matt Donlin for 3. Too strong. Levert brings it down. He's pushing pace. Doesn't have numbers. It doesn't matter. He leaves it for Robinson for 3. Buries it. Duncan Robinson, his second three-pointer of the game. He's got 6 in the contest. And Michigan's on top 12-3 with 17:05 left to go in the opening half. Back the other way. Matt Donlin. Up top to Nichols. Down low to Hain. Hain goes to work on Doyle. Too strong. Missed everything. Great outlet pass from Robinson off the rebound. Ahead to Walton. Contested lay-in is good. Derek Walton Jr. gets his first basket of the game. Good contested move. Went up strong. Finished off the glass. And Michigan's on top 14-3. Back the other way. Pass down low to Bobby Hain is stolen away. Off the turnover. Walton Jr. No look pass to Irvin in the left wing corner. Off the back of the iron. No good. Robinson back with the rebound. Up top to Walton Jr. Michigan resets. Ball poked away. Walton Jr. diving for it near the time stripe, and he cannot keep it in play. So a turnover will give the basketball back to Youngstown State. Mo Wagner checking in for Ricky Doyle.
Although they didn't score on that possession, the Wolverines have had excellent fast break opportunities because of their high energy defense.
14-3 the score with 16:10 left in the first half. Michigan on top of Youngstown State. Bobby Hain working it around the perimeter for the Penguins. Santiago with it now. Drives inside, gets into the painted area, has it poked away, catches his own tipped pass, and kicks it down low to Sidney Amude. Amude contested, fadeaway jumper, no good. Good defense there by Moritz Wagner. Wolverines look to break the other way, baseline. Irvin trapped, kicks it to Robinson for 3. Around the rim and no good. Rebound brought down by Brett France. Santiago now. Dribbling up top. Amude drives and has it poked away by Irvin. Levert with the loose ball, cutting to the rim, leaves it for Wagner, but is fouled before he gets the pass off. No shot, so it will be a foul on the floor. Timeout on the floor as well. 15:19 left to go in the first period of play. You're listening to WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan basketball. Wolverines on top, 14-3.
So far, the Wolverines have been high-energy, fast-paced basketball this entire first quarter, and that is what's gotten them the 14-3 lead, fast break opportunities, and they're working the ball around as well. Duncan Robinson with 6 points on the night, and excellent shooting, coming in this game on fire after his performance against Northern Kentucky. He looks like he's not going to slow down.
Wolverines have looked good so far. As for Youngstown State, they've really struggled offensively. What do the Penguins need to do? What are you noticing early on that the Penguins can make adjustments on to get some easier baskets and stop settling for such contested jump shots, as well as seeing so many turnovers?
Yeah, well, I think they're rushing the ball a little too much. They're getting off shots that, as you said, are contested. They need to just slow it down. Don't play into the Wolverines' fast-paced game plan right now. They need to play their own offense, just work the ball around and try to get some better shots up.
Yeah, Youngstown State, so far just 2 field goal attempts in the game. They have just 1 turnover. However, no second chance opportunities. Michigan doing a good job early on crashing the defensive boards.
Exactly, and it's good to see some pressure down low by the bigs along with Ricky Doyle, and he's so far done a pretty decent job down low. Sometimes he can have issues with his hands, but tonight he's been solid so far.
2 rebounds to 7 in favor of the Maize and Blue thus far in this game. Wolverines shooting 60% from the field so far. They're 6 of 10. As you mentioned, Duncan Robinson leading the way thus far. 6 points on 2 of 3, shooting from behind the arc. He's also got 2 rebounds early on. Karis LeVert has not attempted a field goal thus far, but it really hasn't mattered. Michigan taking advantage so far of Youngstown State's 3 turnovers. We get ready to get back into action. Prior to the timeout, it was Francisco Santiago committing his first foul of the game and the first team foul thus far for the Penguins. It'll be an inbound underneath Michigan's attacking basket. On the floor for the Wolverines, Irvin, Walton Jr., Robinson, Wagner, and LeVert. The inbound is intercepted and taken away by Bobby Hain. Works it to Francisco Santiago. Hain and Santiago joined by Andrews, France, and Amude for the Penguins. They work it right to left. Jordan Andrews uses a screen. Tries to split the defense. Works it down low to Hain. Hain kicks it out to Amude, whose jumper is good from the right elbow. Sidney Amude gives Youngstown State their second basket of the game to cut the lead to 14-5 with 14:45 left to go in this opening half. Robinson settles in the corner, works it down to the right block to Irvin. Passes a beautiful pass to Wagner, who's fouled going up. Misses the shot, but Jordan Andrews picks up his first foul, and Wagner will go to the line to shoot 2.
That was good awareness and a good pass by Irvin to find Wagner right there under the basket.
They're going to give Amude the foul instead of Andrews. Second team foul against Youngstown State in the game as Wagner heads to the line to shoot 2. His first free throw goes off the heel of the rim and falls in. Home bounce for Wagner. Second off the front of the iron, no good. Rebound brought down by Bobby Hain and the Youngstown State Penguins. Down 15-5, work it right to left. Amude works into the corner to Andrews. Andrews takes a contested jumper, no good. LeVert with the rebound off the back of the iron, and then full court pressure by Brett France, and he commits a silly foul there. No need to pressure.
Frustration foul there, upset with the miss on offense, but he's going to sit down now.
So he will head to the bench. Third team foul against Youngstown State so far in this game. On the floor now for the Penguins, Amude, Morse, Payne, Santiago, and Andrews as Wagner finishes with a two-handed stuff underneath the basket. 17-5, Wolverines on top.
Looked like the Penguins just forgot that Mo was even down low on the block.
Amude works it to Santiago. Santiago drives and dribbles. Good defense by LeVert, denying him any sort of access into the painted area. Works it down low to Amude. Amude, baseline extended. 10-footer is good. Second straight basket from the field for Sidney Amude, and he's got 4 in the contest, cuts the lead down to 10. Michigan on top, still 17-7. Penguins remain in that 2-3 zone. Wolverines have had no trouble penetrating it. They work it around the perimeter. Robinson, well defended. Skip pass to LeVert. Drives in, creates separation from Amude, and works it back up top. 5 on the shot clock. Walton Jr. trying to create his own shot off the dribble, just inside the three-point arc. He buries it. His second basket of the game, 19-7. Wolverines on top with under 13 left to go in the first half. Driving inside is Jordan Andrews. Loses it, going up for it, and LeVert comes away with the steal. To Robinson, into the corner, Walton Jr. steps inside the three-point arc off a pump fake. Off the heel of the iron, no good. Wagner tries to save it in, and he's able to do so. Unfortunately for him, it goes to the Penguins. And back the other way, it's a steal. Robinson works it ahead to LeVert, and LeVert, pretty move, floats in the air, scoops it in off the glass for 2. His first basket of the game makes it 21-7. Back come the Penguins. Amude in the left corner. Working it down low to Hain. Hain battles up on Wagner's. Irvin there comes into double team and strip it away. Another steal for the Wolverines in the 5th turnover of the contest for the Penguins. 12 minutes left to go in the opening half. Wolverines on top 21-7. Walton Jr. dribbles inside, leaves it for Robinson for three. Rattles around the rim, no good. Walton Jr., though, comes in with the basketball off the tip from Wagner. Smart play by Wagner. He couldn't get two hands on it. Instead, he tips it out to his point guard, and the Wolverines reset. Levert will pull up for three, and this one is good. Karis Levert, his first three-pointer of the game, second basket. He's got 5, and the Wolverines take a 24-7 lead, and the Penguins take a timeout. Michigan rolling right now, 24-7 with 11:34 left to go in the first half.
The Wolverines have been able to find the holes in the Penguins' 2-3 zone, and one number that sticks out to me, the Wolverines 10 points in the paint, and that's opening up some opportunities, as we just saw Karis Levert knock down a 3.
And what Michigan been doing so well against this zone defense that you're seeing has created these open shots both down low and from the perimeter, because usually you see a team get one or the other, you rarely see them get both.
Well, they're working the ball around, and on one play, Mo was behind the second line, the 3 on the zone, and they just didn't even know he was there, and they were able to lob it over and to a wide open Mo, and they were then able to react, and they fouled him. But being able to get that pass there is good. Sometimes you're able to trick the zone and hide behind them, and then also because of that, then they didn't step out quite as much on the perimeter in their 2-3 zone, letting Duncan Robinson get a 3. He didn't make it, but he took it, and we know that he can knock that down, and then Karis Levert just now.
We're going to step away. Michigan on top 24-7, 11:34 left to go in the first half. You're listening to WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan basketball. Welcome back inside Chrysler Center. I'm Leo Glavin, joined by Emily Herard. Michigan taking on Youngstown State, and the Wolverines are on top of the Penguins right now. 24-7 with 11:34 left to go in the first half. Youngstown State will have the basketball out of the timeout on the floor for the Penguins. Donlin, Amude, Morse, Payne, and Santiago for the Wolverines. Abdur Rahman, Irvin, Robinson, Levert, and Donnell. Michigan staying in that man-to-man defense that's worked to such great success here early on. Hayne going down low against Donnell. Battles on the left block. Working inside the paint. Settles for a fadeaway hook shot. No good. Irvin brings down the rebound. Donnell goes back to work on Hayne on the right block. Kicks it up top to Levert. Thought about a 3. Instead, he'll settle things back up. 18 still on the shot clock for the Wolverines. Rahman. Levert off a screen from Irvin, down low to Donnell. Tried to go up strong. Amude came down hard on him and didn't even allow Donnell to get a shot off, so it'll be a foul. Baseline inbound coming up for the Wolverines with 10:53 left in the first half. Michigan on top 24-7. Second foul against Sidney Amude. 4th team foul against the Penguins. Youngstown State staying in that 2-3 zone. Wolverines content to work it around the perimeter. Now Robinson settles on that free throw stripe line where he's been content to get the basketball and break into the perimeter. Kicks it to Irvin. Irvin, 8-footer on the baseline is good. Irvin has 6, and the Wolverines are on top 26-7. Matt Donlin working it around the perimeter. Cameron Morse trying to penetrate the defense. Instead, we'll kick it back up top to Francisco Santiago. Santiago off the screen from Hayne. Lost possession of the basketball. Jump ball. And the Penguins will keep it on their end. Interesting play there. Santiago had the screen from Hain and almost looked to be trying to split his own teammate there as opposed to actually utilizing the screen, and he nearly cost them with a turnover. Instead, it's simply a jump ball.
The Wolverines were quick to get on the floor for that loose ball.
Inbound to Morris. On the left wing, he kicks it back to Hain. Just inside the three-point arc, Hain settles for the jumper. Too strong. Holding call will keep it down on this end as Amude fought for the offensive rebound and draws the foul. Cameron Chapman will be tacked with this second team foul of the contest for Michigan. Inbound to Hain. Just on the right block, he elevates over to now off the glass and in. Hain's first basket of the game gives Youngstown State 9. They're still down 26-9 with 9:50 left in this opening half. Levert back on the other end, kicks it to Robinson. He doesn't miss from there. Another three-pointer, Duncan Robinson, absolutely on fire from deep. He's 3 of 4 in the game.
Penguins are going to have to be careful on the weak side of their zone.
Back come the Penguins. A three from Morris. And Cameron Morris, in a homecoming of sorts, he's from Flint, Michigan, answers with a three of his own for the Penguins as they cross the 10-point mark. They've got 12 and find themselves still down by 17. Bachman back the other way. Gives it to Chapman on the free throw line. Pump fakes, kicks to Levert up top. Levert driving in, splits the defense, and gets into the glass for 2. Karis Levert with 7, and the Wolverines on top 31-12 off the Levert-made basket. Wolverines continuing with a high-pressure defense. Morris kicking to Hain, who has it poked away, but Levert too aggressive there and is called for a foul. His first, team third. 31-12 the score. 8:51 left to go in this opening half, and Walton Jr. enters for Levert off of his foul. Substitution being made as well for Youngstown State as Matt Donlin checks back in.
Hain did a good job selling that foul, but that's part of the game.
Morris trying to split the defense, works it down low to Hain. Hain driving baseline, denied any sort of passing lane, and kicks it back up top to Donlin. Donlin loses it between his feet but recovers it. Kicks it to Morris, 15 on the shot clock. Morris splits the defense, strong off the glass and in. Cameron Morris with 5 points off the bench for Youngstown State in this game, and he cuts the lead down to 17, 31-14. Michigan on top, 8:20 left to go in the opening half. Irvin works off a screen from Donnell. Up top to Aubrey Dawkins. Dawkins rolls off a screen from Donnell, trying to get it from Walton Jr. Nothing doing. Walton Jr. settles it down. Kicks it to Dawkins into the corner. Pulls up from 3, uncontested. Awkwardly off the edge of the iron and no good. Rebound fought for and tipped around, brought down by Donlin. Pushing the pace back the other way. Too strong off the glass, no good.
We see the Penguins went back to man-to-man defense, seeing if maybe matching up will cause a little less problems for the Penguins and maybe cause the Wolverines to slow down on offense a little bit. But on the defensive end, the Wolverines have been very active with their hands, and that's a good thing to see as a Wolverines fan. And although on the last possession they allowed a score, they almost got the steal, poking it out, but just not being able to control the basketball.
We'll step away. 31-14 the score. 7:57 left to go in the opening half. You're listening to WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan basketball. Welcome back inside Chrysler Center. Michigan on top of Youngstown State, 31-14, 7:57 left to go in the opening half. It'll be Penguins basketball coming off the timeout as heading to the line to shoot 2 free throws will be Latin Davis. Another local product from Ypsilanti, Michigan. He went to Milano High School and was the Ann Arbor News Player of the Year last year for the city of Ann Arbor. So a homecoming certainly for him, as he has plenty of family in the crowd. Misses the first of his 2 free throws off the front of the iron. Second one, too strong off the back of the iron, and he misses both free throws. On the floor for Michigan, Irvin, Rockman, Doyle, Walton, and Dawkins. For Youngstown State, Donlin, Davis, Morse, Hain, and Andrews. Off a screen, Dawkins from the right elbow hits the jumper. His first basket of the game makes it 33-14 for the Michigan Wolverines. Davis works it to Donlin. Donlin from the right wing extended is hip checked and fouled. Doyle picks up his second, so Wagner will come off the bench and back into the contest. 15 foul against the Wolverines as Doyle takes his seat. Bobby Hain gets his first rest of the game. Checking in for him is number 33, Bryce Nichols. And a near steal back the other way is yet another foul, as John Beeline not pleased with this one.
Both Wolverines trying to hedge on the screen and both getting called for the blocking foul on Mo and Ricky Doyle.
So Doyle off that hedging screen foul, comes to the bench. Wagner checks in for him and picks up one. Just like that, 6 fouls against Michigan, as Youngstown State will be in the bonus the remainder of the way. On the left block, Nichols going to work on Wagner. Kicked it out to no one in particular. Crosses half court. Backcourt violation. And Michigan will take over off the turnover, the 6th turnover of the game for Youngstown State. And the Penguins had a historic night in their last contest when they took on Geneva. The Youngstown State team forced 22 steals in their last contest, the second most in school history. However, so far, Michigan has just 2 turnovers. Wolverines taking care of the ball, and that has to put a smile on Beeline's face as Dawkins gives a nice pass to Wagner, who can't finish, but he's cut underneath his back.
A good look down low, and the Wolverines have been looking into the post tonight, and that's always good to see. And Mo's going to get some good playing time tonight because Ricky Doyle is now on the bench, and it's good for the freshman to have some playing time in this competition against the Penguins before Big Ten starts.
Wagner heads to the line to shoot 2 and misses on the front end of his 2 free throw tries. Wolverines still on top, 33-14 with 6:43 left to go in the opening half. Wagner's second is pure. He's got 4 in the game and increases the Wolverine lead to 20. Davis back the other way. Defers to Donlin. Dishes it out to Morse, his 3-pointer too strong. Wagner down with the rebound. Walton pushing the pace, screen from Wagner, kicks it into the corner, Dawkins for 3, buries it. Wolverines on top 37-14 off the 3-pointer from Aubrey Dawkins. His first 3 of the game. Latin Davis responds with a 3 of his own. This one too strong, rebound falls nicely into the hands of Nichols, who's able to convert. Too easy off Youngstown State's second offensive rebound of the game. Levert looks to answer. Hand checked and fouled by Cameron Morse.
And then on the other end, we see the Wolverines forcing the Penguins to take shots from far beyond the arc, although the Wolverines didn't grab the rebound on that possession. it's good to see that they're forcing the Penguins into bad shots.
6-team foul against the Penguins, so both sides will be in the one-on-one from this point forward with 5.5 minutes left to go in the first half. Wagner, uncontested, top of the key three-pointer, too strong. Not sure that's a shot Michigan necessarily wants him taking, as he settled for an open three but missed it. Davis to Morse. Morse driving right baseline. Kicks it to an uncontested and wide open Brett France. Too strong on the three. Off the back of the iron. Now Walton Jr. with the rebound back the other way. Has his shot rejected into the cheerleaders on the baseline by Morse. Donnell and Duncan checking in for Wagner and Dawkins. Irvin inbounds to Levert. Levert kicks it to Walton Jr. Left wing corner. Three, buries it. Yes, sir, for Derek Walton Jr. 40-16 the score. Now Latin Davis driving left baseline. Good denial defense by Robinson. Donnell hedges the screen and forces a pass up top. And then a wayward pass from Matt Donlin goes out of bounds. He was trying to find Brett France. No pressure, he just was too strong and off on the pass, and it goes right into John Beeline's lap on the sideline. Turnover gives the ball back to Michigan. 7th turnover of the game for Youngstown State, and the unforced errors are ones that the Penguins can't afford if they want to pull this upset off.
Definitely, the Penguins look like they aren't communicating well on offense, and that's something that might have been spurred by the Wolverines' strong defense.
Levert cutting baseline back the other way is fouled going up. They won't credit him with the shot attempt, but he will still go to the line for the 1-and-1. 40-16 the score. Michigan on top with 4:31 left to go in the first half. Levert steps to the line for the 1-and-1. On the year, Levert is shooting 81% from the free throw line. The front end of the 1-and-1 is pure, and Michigan increases their lead to 25. Cameron Chapman checks in for Zach Irvin here. So the Wolverines have Chapman, Donnell, Levert, Robinson, and Walton on the floor. For the Penguins, Donlin, Morse, France, Santiago, and Nichols as Levert converts the second. 42-16. Santiago back the other way for the Penguins. Kicks to Morse. Latin Davis got the pass and drove inside. His shot contested at the rim, no good. And it goes out of play to the Michigan bench. Levert to inbound. Walton back the other way. Splits Santiago's defense, cuts to the rim, and then settles things down. Wolverines reset. Chapman up top to Donnell. Donnell gives to Levert, sets a screen for him. 10 on the shot clock, under 4 to play in the opening half. Levert splitting the defense, kicks it to the corner. Chapman for three. Missed everything. Ugly shot from Chapman. Goes out of play. At times he's hit those threes, but overall I'm not sure he's the guy the Wolverines want shooting from deep. He is 42% from behind the arc this year, but it just seems like it's not a natural stroke for him. We'll step away. 42-16 the score with 3:51 left to go in the first half on the Michigan Basketball Student Radio Network, WCBN FM Ann Arbor. Welcome back to Chrysler Center. 42-16, the score in favor of the Maize and Blue. 3:51 left to go in the opening half. Michigan's offense has looked finely tuned and efficient. Same cannot be said for the Youngstown State Penguins. Emily, what has been going wrong for the Penguins thus far on offense?
Well, right now they're one of their last 5. They've just been rushing shots, and they can't get the ball down low, so they're taking outside shots, but they're shooting 33% from beyond the arc. Points in the paint, they only have 6, so they're going to have to work on their ball movement and trying to get more of open shots, but that's difficult when they're turning the ball over when there is no pressure. So they have to stop being their own enemy and start to hit open shots and get open and then convert on those easy passes.
Coming out of the timeout, it'll be Youngstown State basketball. Off an air ball from Cameron Chapman. As the Penguins look to close out the first half strong. They're currently down by 26 with 3:51 left to play. In this opening half, they'd like to get some momentum as they head into the locker room. On the floor for the Penguins, Donlin, Amude, Morse, France, and Santiago. For the Wolverines, Chapman, Walton, Robinson, Levert, and Donnell. Morse off a screen from Amude. Kicks it back down to Amude on the left block. Goes to work on Donnell. Fades away, fouled up it, and he will go to the line to shoot 2.
That's something the Penguins are going to want to do, is start drawing some fouls. They've only gone to the line once so far, so this is a good, easy way for them to get a couple baskets.
And they will give Levert the foul. Perhaps he got a hand in there. It looked like it was him bodying up with Donnell that drew the foul, but instead Levert stuck his hand in, so he will go to the bench after picking up his second foul. No sense in seeing him get his third with such a comfortable lead and just 3.5 minutes left in the first half. Amude misses the first of 2 free throws. His second attempt is up and good. 5 points now for Sidney Amude. Tied for the team lead with Cameron Morse. In the first half, leading scorer for the Wolverines is Levert, as well as Duncan Robinson. They both have 9. Robinson with the basketball now, dishes to Walton Jr. Swishes his arms as he faked like he was going to use the screen from Donnell. Instead, draws a blocking foul against Francisco Santiago. His second, team 8th, and Walton returns to the line for the 1-and-1. Hayne checks in for the Youngstown State Penguins as Walton Jr. will head towards the rim on his first free throw. It's up and in. Michigan on top 43-17 with 3:21 left to go in the opening half. Second is no good, and the rebound is skied for by Matt Donlin. Santiago gives to Hayne. Hayne sets a screen, gives it to a wide open Santiago, 8-footer from the baseline, no good. Walton Jr. pressing the other way, 3-on-2. Lobs up for Dawkins, who skies it in, jams it over Hayne, and is fouled.
The crowd on their feet after that excellent fast break. We had Duncan trailing on his right, and he was able to fake the Penguins and find Dawkins.
Dawkins is truly a leaper as he absolutely exploded over Hayne and threw it home. Came up awkwardly, though, as he's still shaking off that right hand, that right wrist, and he appears to be in some pain as he did come down awkwardly under Hayne. Hayne didn't jump up to contest the shot, but Dawkins still had him in his way, had to jump over him, and that led to an awkward fall as Dawkins shakes up his shooting hand. Able to get the free throw off and in, so hopefully just a stinger and not a true injury, as he will stay out there and convert the and one. After an absolutely ridiculous dunk over Bobby Hayne, he gives Michigan a 46-17 lead. Back the other way, Santiago answers with a flush 3 from the top of the key. 2:40 left to go in the first half. Walton works it to Donnell. Robinson now. Walton on the right elbow. Steps inside the paint, creates separation by lowering the shoulder against Santiago. Step back jumper good. He's got 9. Back the other way, three-pointer from Santiago, no good, and Walton Jr. brings down the rebound. Dribbles forward, leaves for Robinson. Pump fakes a three, instead defers to Irvin. Irvin steps in, splits the defense, and off the glass, left-handed scoop shot, good. Youngstown State not afraid to push their offense off a made basket. Moore steps off a screen. 6-footer in the key, no good. Good lead pass from Irvin in and out. Rattles around the rim and no good. Santiago pushing the break back the other way. Defers to France for three. Too strong off the back heel. Rebound brought down by Walton. Walton pushes ahead. Dawkins has all the time in the world for three. Buries it.
And the Penguins keep shooting these three-pointers that are essentially turnovers, and the Wolverines take it back down the other end. And as we saw, Dawkins get a three there. And they're also unable to stay in front of their Wolverines.
A nice backdoor cut leads to a beautiful no-look pass and conversion for Cameron Morse. And that was a absolutely beautiful pass from Amude. 53-22 the score with 1 minute left to go in this first half. Michigan on top. Dawkins off a screen, three-pointer no good. This good hedge of the screen by Cameron Morse to get a hand in Dawkins' face, disrupt the shot. Santiago getting to the rim, and his shot is rejected by Dawkins off the backboard. And then a steal poked away by Walton Jr. Outlet pass to Walton. Defers to Dawkins, 360, two-handed stuff.
We have a little dunk competition happening here now with Dawkins.
And I love the move by Derek Walton, who
just stops.
Defers to the high flyer. The fans rise to their feet as Michigan looks to close out the first half strong with a 360 reverse dunk on a transition basket off a Walton Jr. poke and steal. The Youngstown State Penguins will settle for the last possession. Santiago guarded by Irvin. Behind the back dribble, fadeaway jumper, too strong, poked away, and Walton Jr. will simply hold on to the basketball. Wolverines finish the first half strong, on top 55-22 as they head to the locker room. Dawkins with some highlight dunks. Emily, what impressed you most from Michigan in their first half?
Well, one thing that impressed me was just their energy on offense, which came off the defensive end, and they were able to run these fast breaks like we just saw with Dawkins. And when you get dunks like that, that's the type of thing that just gets your team going, players on the bench, the crowd, and the Penguins are going to have a handful the next half.
Wolverines have certainly made it an exciting first half for the fans, and we'll give the fans credit. A lot of people in the building, a lot more than I think you or I expected, but they've been treated to quite an offensive performance from the Wolverines as we head to the break. Michigan on top of Youngstown State, 55-22. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to the Michigan Basketball Student Radio Network, WCBN FM Ann Arbor. Welcome back inside Chrysler Center. Leo Blaven joined by Emily Gerard. Michigan taking on Youngstown State. As we get set to start the second half, Michigan on top, 55-22. I think the most telling stat line I can give you is Michigan finished the first half 5 of their last 7 from the field. Youngstown State, 2 of their last 10. And it really was a game of runs in which Michigan seemingly was scoring at will, and Youngstown State really struggled to put together a solid few minutes of offensive basketball. Leading scorer for the Wolverines in the first half, Aubrey Dawkins with 13, including 2 absolutely ridiculous dunks, a 360 in the open lane, and then a posterization, if you will, of Bobby Hain that he converted the free throw as well to complete the and one, the leading scorer for Youngstown State at the break. Cameron Morse, who returns to the state of Michigan, he's from Flint. He led the Penguins with 7 points on the offensive end. Emily, what stuck out to you about Michigan's offensive performance in the opening half?
Well, one thing, those 2 dunks just kind of showed what exemplified Michigan's offense. Just they're having fun out there. They're playing as a team. They're passing the ball around. And also, they have 12 points off of Penguin turnover, so that definitely helps. They've only turned the ball over twice themselves, so they're playing good offense, protecting the ball. And then one thing that is welcoming to Wolverines fans is at the end of the first half, I saw DJ Wilson ready at the scorer's table to check in. He didn't get in, but he was planning on going in, and that's something that's important because he had a sprained ankle injury, so it was questionable whether he would be playing at all until Big Ten.
Yeah, he missed the last 2 games with that right ankle injury, and Beeline had said yesterday he wasn't even running yet at full court in practice, but with those ankle injuries, it just seems like you wake up one morning and it finally feels strong enough for you to go on it. So it would be a very welcome sign for Michigan fans if Wilson is able to indeed come in at all in this game. We get ready to start the second half. Michigan on top, 55-22 on the floor for the Wolverines. Walton, Irvin, Robinson, Levert, and Doyle for Youngstown State. Donlin, Amude, France, Hain, and Santiago. Wolverines working it around the perimeter. Levert pulls up for 3, no good. Irvin skies for the rebound. Got his hand on it, but couldn't bring it down and taps it over the glass. So Youngstown State will take over. Welcome back. We apologize for the technical difficulties. You haven't missed much. Michigan still on top, 55-24. Leo Blaven alongside Emily Gerard. 18 minutes left to go in the second half. Walton Jr. takes a 3 from the top of the key. No good. Rebound brought down by the Penguins. Amude on the right baseline. Settles for an 18-footer. No good. Robinson skies in for the rebound. Walton pushing the pace back the other way. Leaves to Levert. Drives baseline. Couldn't keep the ball in his possession. Eventually traps it down. Leaves it to Irvin. Irvin tried to underhanded pass. Instead, we'll kick it out to Walton Jr. off a deflection, no good. Santiago, behind the back dribble, pushes the pace the other way, and a three-pointer. Beautiful shot from Matt Donlin. Contested, doesn't matter, he knocks it down. Doyle, trapped down low, steps out of the paint, gives to LeVert in front of John Beeline in the Michigan bench. He drives baseline, gives to Doyle, goes up strong, fouled by Donlin, and he will go to the line to shoot 2.
Youngstown State is back in their 2-3 zone, and so far the second half, it looks like it's been giving the Wolverines a little bit of trouble, and Walton Jr. hasn't been able to convert on his threes that he's taken so far, but he's been open, so they're good shots to take.
And are you surprised at all? It appears as if Walton's been hesitant to push the pace so far in the second half when they've had opportunities to get out and run. He's electing to be more patient, settle things down. You wonder if Beeline, that was his instruction at halftime, is not push it, let's see what we can do in the half-court set, as Doyle misses the front of his 2.
He might have said that, but I would go into the third still pushing it, maybe through the, not the third, excuse me, after women's basketball. I'm thinking quarters when it's only half, but go at the beginning of the second half and push the ball and just extend the lead, because sometimes teams can slow it down, and yes, they're up by a lot, but it can just really bring down your offense.
Amude works it down low. Hain off the glass and in. Pretty move with that spin, and gets the big right paw up there and throws it off the top of the backboard and in. 56-29 the score. Michigan on top with 16 and a half to play. Robinson drives baseline, leaves for Wagner, who goes up strong and is fouled by Hain. Hain simply saying, not going to let you finish with the stuff. You'll have to go to the line and earn them that way. And Hain, I think wisely so, is he was the one posterized in the first half by Dawkins. I don't think he wants to see that happen from Wagner.
No, that was a good foul, and that only his second now, so never let them, an opponent, get an easy 2 points, especially at a dunk. You have that happen to you once, you definitely don't want it again.
And the smart foul pays off as Wagner misses the first. Second team foul for the Youngstown State Penguins. Wagner's second is up, and that one is good. On the floor for Michigan, Walton, Wagner, Irvin, Robinson, LeVert, Donlin, Amude, France, Hain, and Santiago on the floor for Youngstown State. Amude splits the defense, gets up strong, over Irvin, he misses. Walton, back the other way, off the glass, misses. LeVert cashes it in on the putback. And Michigan's on top by 30, 59-29. We get under 16 minutes left to play. Here from Chrysler Center between Youngstown State and Michigan as the Wolverines look to finish off their second to last non-conference opponent. Santiago's three-pointer comes up a few inches short, misses everything, and LeVert goes coast to coast and lays it in off the glass. Beautiful move, brought down the defensive rebound, and no one stopped him. You've got to deny the ball if you're Youngstown State. They didn't, and LeVert, too good, makes them pay. LeVert 5 of 6 now from the field for 13 points. Santiago, no-look pass, leaves it for Donlin, and his three is good. Donlin has been impressive, one of the bright spots, 2 for 2 now from behind the arc for Youngstown State.
Wolverines don't want to leave him open beyond the arc.
He makes him pay for the second time in this game. 61-32 the score. Michigan still on top, 15 minutes to go. LeVert, off a screen from Irvin, kicks it down low to Wagner on the right block. Spits the defense, pretty move, he was double-teamed, it didn't matter. He lays it in with the left hand.
He took his time and tricked his defenders on that move. Good post play by Wagner.
7 points for Moritz Wagner. Some people call him Mo Weezy. Either way, he's got 7. Wagner now going to work on the defensive end against Bobby Hain. Forces the dish up top, and a smart pass it turns out to be. Brett France cashes it in from deep. Walton throws his left fist into the air to call out the offensive play. Youngstown State in the 2-3 zone as LeVert split that zone on the free throw line. He was fouled before getting the pass off by Brett France. And there's a 10-minute on the floor, 14-19 left to go in the second half. Michigan on top, 63-35. You're listening to the Michigan Basketball Student Radio Network. WCBN FM Ann Arbor. Will be back in a moment. Welcome back to Chrysler Center. Michigan on top, 63-35, 14-19 left to go in the contest. Leo Glavin joined by Emily Herard. Emily, Michigan started out the second half kind of slow. Derek Walton Jr. slowing things down, trying to set up the half-court offense. And the Wolverines struggled, but lately they've really started to go on a roll. They're 3 of their last 3 from the field. What's been the difference?
Well, as you said, they started out a little slow, but then on one fast break, Derek Walton Jr., he led it. He missed the layup, but Karis LeVert was there for the rebound and put back. And then Karis LeVert also had a fast break of his own, and I think right there that got the Wolverines' pace on offense going a little quicker again. And I think that's something that they should keep up going into late in this game because it's working for them. And it's also causes some chaos on Youngstown State side of the ball as well.
When we went to the break, it was Brett France picking up the foul, his second, team third. Michigan has yet to commit a foul in this second half with 14-19 left to go. And the Wolverines on top, 63-35. Wolverines will inbound it on the floor. Duncan Robinson, Mo Wagner, Karis LeVert, Derek Walton Jr., and Zach Irvin. For the Penguins from Youngstown, Ohio, Donlin, Amude, Davis, France, and Hain. Inbound to Walton Jr., he sets up the offense against this Youngstown State 2-3 zone. Walton works it down low to Irvin from the free throw line. Steps in, kicks it to Walton for 3. Good. Off the iron, no good. Anticipated the make. He usually doesn't miss him when he's that wide open. He does this time. Irvin sets it up, trying to penetrate that 2-3 zone from the free throw line. That's been Michigan's strategy in this game. Walton Jr. tried to force a pass to Wagner, intercepted by Bobby Hain. Back the other way come the Penguins. France. Off a screen from Amude. Works it to Donlin. Donlin from Melbourne, Australia. Battles against Walton Jr. from right here in Detroit, Michigan. Down low to Bobby Hain from the right elbow. No good. Wagner with good defense there to force the awkward shot from Youngstown State's big man. Wolverines coming back the other way on top, 63-35, 13 minutes left to go in the contest. Walton asks for a screen, instead defers to LeVert. His 3 is absolutely perfect. LeVert 2 of 3 now from behind the arc. He's got 16 in the contest to go along with his 6 rebounds and 4 assists, coming off just the 4th triple-double in Michigan basketball history. He has the opportunity to get one again today. Irvin off a miss comes back the other way for Michigan. Kicks it to LeVert. Kicks it to Walton Jr. Works it to Robinson. Left wing. Corner 3. No good. Too strong, but Robinson chases down his own rebound. Steps inside him from 6 feet. A bit easier than from 20 feet. He converts. Duncan Robinson with yet another basket. He's got 11 in the game.
And one person who's really standing out is Derek Walton Jr. Although he's struggling from beyond the arc, he has 10.7 rebounds and 8 assists, so he's close to his own triple-double. And we saw him give up an opportunity to take the three himself, and he passed it to Levert, who hit it, and that's just smart basketball, unselfish, and that's something I like to see.
And then on the next possession, he deferred to Robinson for a wide open three. He nearly had his 9th assist, but good catch by you, because Michigan, as I said, has just 4 triple-doubles in the program's history. One came in their last game on Tuesday against Northern Kentucky. It'd be really impressive if Derek Walton Jr. could contribute one of his own. And with 10 points, he just needs 3 more rebounds and 2 more assists, so that's something that we can keep an eye on as this game progresses. 68-35 to score, 12:23 left to go in the second half. You're listening to Michigan Basketball Student Radio Network. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back inside Chrysler Center. Michigan on top, 68-35, 12:23 left to go in the second half. On the floor now for the Wolverines. It'll be Mo Wagner, Aubrey Dawkins, Duncan Robinson, Karis LeVert, and Derek Walton Jr. On the floor for Youngstown State, Donlin, Amude, Davis, France, and Hain. Latin Davis with the basketball, Ann Arbor's Player of the Year. Gives to Donlin, his 18-footer from the right baseline, no good. Rebound brought down by Walton Jr. Walton Jr. just needs a few more rebounds and 2 more assists to get the triple-double. Walton kicks to Robinson, pump fakes for 3, back to Walton. 8 on the shot clock. Walton using a screen. Kicking it to Robinson. Robinson off the dribble. Steps inside the three-point arc. His shot no good. Rebound fought for. Brought down by Wagner. Wagner drives out baseline and kicks it to Walton Jr. Wolverines able to reset. Wagner up top to Walton Jr. Three-pointer from LeVert off of Walton Jr. And that's an assist for Walton Jr.
Now LeVert is 3 for 4 beyond the arc.
Walton Jr. 9 assists. He closes in on that triple-double. He needs just 3 more rebounds, 1 more assist. A three-pointer back the other way from Cameron Morse, too strong, and the rebound brought down by Walton Jr. Walton Jr. now 8 rebounds. Kicks to Dawkins for 3. No good. I think the fans know at this point what's at stake. Walton Jr. now just needs 2 more rebounds, 1 more assist, and he will have the 5th triple-double in Michigan basketball history. Davis. Kicks to Morse. Down low to Bobby Hain. Hain goes to work. Wagner went straight up for it, but used a bit too much of the hip for the official's liking, and he fouls him. So Hain will go to the line to shoot 2 after the timeout. 10:40 left to go in the second half. Michigan on top, 71-35. Come back to hear if Derek Walton Jr. could finish off the triple-double in a moment on the Michigan Basketball Student Radio Network, WCBN FM Ann Arbor. Welcome back to Chrysler Center. 71-35, the score, Michigan on top. Derek Walton Jr., 10 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists. So close to this triple-double with 10:40 left to go in the contest. He remains on the floor and wouldn't expect John Beilein to pull him out until the last waning moments of the game. I think everyone in this building wants to see Walton Jr. rewarded for his efforts today.
And it's something that the Wolverines missed in their loss against SMU. He's a great rebounder, and he brings great energy to the team, and as it's showing here, and everyone in the building wants him to get this triple-double.
Payne converts on the first free throw after the Mo Wagner foul. He misses the second one too strong, but the offensive rebound brought down by Matt Donlin. Poked loose by Levert. Off of Donlin, they'll say. And the basketball goes to Michigan. Ricky Doyle comes back in. Donnell will head to the bench with 10:37 left to go in the second half. Michigan on top 71-36. Walton Jr. with the basketball. Guarded by Latin Davis. Dawkins works to Levert. Levert to Walton. Kicks to Robinson. To Levert. To the corner. Dawkins steps in. Kicks to Doyle. Into the right wing corner. Walton steps inside. Leaves for Doyle. Goes up strong. Finishes! And one for Ricky Doyle, and more importantly, Walton's 10th assist of the contest. 2 more rebounds, and he will have his triple-double. Ricky Doyle will go to the line to try to finish off the and-one. Pretty pass there, no look from Walton Jr., who drove baseline and found a wide-open Doyle, who went up strong and finished through the contact. Not a great free throw shooter, but he's pure on that one and converts the three-point play. 74-36, the score for Michigan. 2 rebounds more for Derek Walton Jr., and he'll have the triple-double. Steal here for Walton Jr. Pushes the pace ahead to Dawkins. Dawkins skies in and stuffs it with 2 hands. Latin Davis quickly pushing the other way. Cameron Morse now. Amuda. Jordan Andrews has his pass deflected, nearly stolen away. Amude skies up for it to keep it. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Cameron Moore settling things down, guarded by Robinson. Steps inside, goes up strong. No good, rebound brought down by Walton Jr., 1 rebound away from the triple-double. Everyone in the building knows it, and I think the Wolverine teammates know it as well, as Robinson buries a 3. Everything clicking and working for Michigan's offense right now. They're on top 79-36 with 9 minutes left to play. 1 rebound away for Walton Jr. Davis steps inside, kicks for Carroll. No good. Walton Jr. gets the rebound. That's the triple-double. All the fans on their feet. Standing ovation for Derek Walton Jr., who finishes off his triple-double. 10 points, 10 rebounds, 12 assists for Michigan's point guard. The second straight game a Wolverine has had a triple-double, and then a nice pass by Levert to Dawkins. There's still 8 minutes and 40 seconds left of basketball, but it's already felt like Michigan's won it. As the 5th triple-double in program history in back-to-back nights. Levert was the man on Tuesday against Northern Kentucky, and tonight it's Walton Jr. who gets another rebound, his 11th for good measure. Walton, another pretty pass, baseline, and Levert goes up with 2 hands. Everything working for Michigan. It appears Youngstown State has quit on this game defensively. The Wolverines are unstoppable. And the Penguins will take a timeout as the Wolverine fans will treat this team to a standing ovation. They're all cheering for Derek Walton Jr., who's earned it rightfully so. 10 points, 11 rebounds, and 13 assists. Emily, try to put this performance into perspective for our listeners.
Well, it's just amazing. On the last possession, it looked like Derek Walton Jr. had X-ray vision. He had an excellent pass to his cutting teammate to the basket, and that's just been him all day. He's been all over the court, grabbing rebounds. Obviously, he has a triple-double, so he's been the Wolverines' #1 player tonight, and as a result, his teammates are just reaping the benefits. We have Karis LeVert with 19 and Aubrey Dawkins with 19. Dawkins has been flying down the court, and that's all a result of the numbers of Walton Jr. along with the energy.
And this team just, as you pointed out at one point in the first half, they really just seem to be having fun on offense. And I think that's something that's appreciated is the absence of Spike Albrecht, who is really the heart and soul of this team. But you're seeing that this team's still having fun, and you're also seeing how big a factor Walton Jr. can be. I think you felt it a lot against SMU when Michigan's offense was so stagnant at times. But they're a more exciting basketball team when he is their lead distributor and he is the guy running their show. Michigan has always been such a point guard heavy offense, and his emergence as this season progresses is really going to make the difference between how successful this Michigan team can be and perhaps how far they can go in the tournament.
Exactly. And with him passing the ball, the Wolverines are able to get good looks down low as well as their usual threes that they always look for, but they're excellent shooters. So Walton Jr. is able just to open up the floor for the Wolverines.
Youngstown State's 0 for their last 7 from the field. Meanwhile, Michigan has gone on a 20-1 run over the last 4 minutes and 44 seconds, including conversions on their last 5. We'll take a quick break here with 8:16 left to go in the second half. Michigan on top 83-36 on the Michigan Basketball Student Radio Network. Welcome back to Chrysler Center. Michigan on top of Youngstown State, 83-36. With 8:16 left to go in the second half, Leo Blavin up top, joined by Emily Herrard as we close out this non-conference action. Michigan will return on Wednesday night to face Bryant before beginning Big Ten play against Illinois in Champaign on December 30th. A near steal by Andrew Dockich, who checks in for the first time in the game. He's joined on the floor by Chapman, Dawkins, Abdur Rahman, and Doyle. For Youngstown State, it's Amude, Davis. Check that, Morse just checked in for Davis, so Amude, Morse, France, Payne, and Santiago. Up top, Morse splitting the defense. Good defense, though, by Rahman. Forces the air ball in a shot clock violation.
And this is a good thing to see from the Wolverines. They're continuing to play defense all the way through this game. They're definitely not going through the motions. They're out there to terrorize the Penguins.
And Beeline urging the bench to give it up for the players on the floor for the solid defense, as Dockich, who was forced to burn his red shirt after Spike Albrecht's retirement, getting some run on the floor now. He'll likely finish out these next 8 minutes. No look pass he left for Rahman, who instead of settling for the 3 works it down low to Doyle, going to work on Hain, and he was traveled. Good defense by Bobby Hain, as Doyle sometimes appears too anxious with the basketball down low.
Yeah, and whenever he gets looks, I feel like he's too excited to get to the basket. He needs to catch and then go up.
Youngstown State has not scored in the last 3 minutes and 13 seconds. They've also had 3 turnovers in that span. Can the Youngstown State Penguins end the drought as Michigan continues to run away with things? 10 seconds on the shot clock, and the Penguin offense now starts to get moving. Morse kicked it to Hain. Hain pulls up for 3 in front of his own bench and misses everything. An ugly shot. And he'll get some ribbing from the crowd as Rahman brings it back the other way. Dawkins leaves it for Dockich. Steps inside, drives baseline, spins around the defense. No look pass to Chapman in front of the Michigan bench for 3. Too strong. Dawkins skied up for it, but he ran into his teammate and couldn't corral the board. Santiago pushing it back the other way. Gives to France. No good. Too strong. Frantic pace back and forth we go. Rahman breaks through the defense, leaves for Chapman, and they will reset the offense. Michigan slowing things down. Rahman leaves it to Dockich up top. Now Dawkins with the old school black sneakers with the high top socks. And an alley-oop from Chapman to Doyle is converted with 2 hands. Go up, big man, and finish. 85-36 the score now. Ricky Doyle stuffs it home. He's got 8. And Amude gets to the 10. Too strong on the way in, so the scoring streak will not come to an end, but he's fouled going up and will go to the line for 2. With 6:10 left to go in the contest, Michigan on top 85-36. Michigan's offense absolutely clicking on all cylinders. They're 6 of their last 7 and have converted 14 straight unanswered points in the past 4 minutes of play.
And that's a rare occasion when Ricky Doyle is flying through the air for an alley-oop, so that you know the Wolverines are clicking on offense.
And a very welcome sight now, and a cheer comes from the crowd. DJ Wilson checks in, as you mentioned. He was anticipating coming in at the end of the first half. Now he'll finally get back on the floor after missing the last 2 games with that right ankle injury. Good to see him back. The second free throw is good from Amude after he missed the first, ending a drought for Youngstown State that extended over 4 minutes of play. 85-37 the score in favor of the Wolverines, 6 minutes left to play. 2-3 zone continues for the Penguin defense. Rockmont kicks it to Chapman on the free throw line, steps inside, Euro steps and finishes. (87-37), Wolverines on top by 40. Another near turnover as Bryce Nichols wasn't prepared for the pass. Morse will pull up for a 3, and he's cut under by Dockage. Missed the shot, and that's just a silly foul, and one that I don't think Dockage was anticipating. Appeared to jump in to try to box him out off the miss, instead caught him as he was still coming down. And that poor foul means Cameron Morse will head to the line for 3 free throws with 5:37 left to go in the game.
That's a foul that the refs don't necessarily always call, but it was a foul, so something he needs to be careful on. Silly fouls like that can get your coach angry with you.
First free throw is no good for Morse, who enters this game shooting 80% from the free throw stripe. Second is no good.
The crowd chanting, "Ball don't lie." Detroit favorite Rasheed Wallace.
Finally makes the third, so he finishes 1 for 3 on those 3 free throws to cut the lead down to 39. 87 points for the Wolverines, 38 for Youngstown State. Dockett steps inside, alley-oop for Wilson, who finishes despite the push on the back. No call, but DJ Wilson checks in the game and makes an immediate impact. 89-38. And it's a 51-point game, my mistake. Poor math, certainly not a math major. And back the other way comes Morris to cut the lead back under 50. It's now a 49-point lead, 89-40 as Michigan closes in on the century mark. Michigan has crossed 100 points just once this year. It was in the Bahamas against Charlotte when they won 102-47. This game has looked similar. Dawkins kicks it to Chapman. His 3 is too strong. Dawkins skied up for the rebound. Missed the basketball, caught the rim. But the rebound brought down by Santiago, pushing the pace. Gives to Morris. Right wing extended 3-pointer, no good. Rebound tipped around and brought down by Rockman. Pushing the pace, ahead to Chapman. Goes up, leaves it for Wilson. Tried to alley-oop and settle things down. Off the glass and in. DJ Wilson, 4 points, and he's a bit hobbled up after that one. He's able to go back, but appears a bit gimpy, and I think his day will be done with Wagner sitting in front of the scoring table. No need to push it with such a comfortable lead, perhaps just trying to get Wilson some run here as conference play comes to an end. Santiago driving baseline and kicking to France, who converts for 3.
France with the 3-point basket.
And a timeout by Michigan simply to get the substitution.
Though he's limping a little bit now, it was good to see DJ Wilson get 2 strong baskets. He was calling for the ball at one point. He wanted it, but on the way back, he just must have stepped a little wrong on his ankle. But it's good just to get out, run a little bit, get your the ball in your hands, and he should sit down now and rest up.
With the new rules this year, a team timeout in the span of 30 seconds of a media timeout leads to that media timeout, so we will step away as well. 91-43 in favor of the Wolverines, 3:44 left to go in the game. We'll be back in a moment on the Michigan Basketball Student Radio Network. Michigan on top, 91-43, with 3:44 left to play. The story of this game is, for the second straight game, a Michigan Wolverine has a triple-double. That's now 5 total in program history. On Tuesday against Northern Kentucky, it was Karis LeVert, and tonight it is Derek Walton Jr. who finishes this game with 10 points, 11 rebounds, and 13 assists. For the second straight night, Michigan has a triple-double, which is really impressive considering it had only been done 3 times coming into this season in program history. Back underway on the floor, Wagner, Dockich, Chapman, Wilson, and Rockman for the Wolverines. For Youngstown State, Amude, Morse, France, Santiago, and Nichols. Down low, the ball is worked to Nichols, whose hook shot is converted and in.
Basket by Sydney Moody.
They credit Amude with the basket, incorrect, and I think from our courtside mics you could hear some of the players complaining about that one. As Nichols just wants to get his. At this point, they're not going to win the game, but it's nice to go home with a few points in Chrysler Center, which Chapman will add to. And are you surprised at all that DJ Wilson's still on the floor?
I am surprised, but he seems like he's moving better out there. He's now running the fast break.
And Amude loses it, and Wilson stuffs it. Here's the ankles, all good now. He elevates and stuffs it with that left hand on the 3-on-1. Good dish by Rockman as well on the break. And Michigan gets inside 95 points to 45 points. And a blocking foul this time goes against Mo Weezy, drawn by Amude, and he will go to the line to shoot 2. Wolverines 5 points away from the century mark with 2:21 left to go in the game. Amude will go to the line to shoot 2 with his team down by 50.
Stepping the line now to shoot 2 for Youngstown State is number 5, Sydney Moody.
We'll recap some stats for you. LeVert and Dawkins are going to finish this game tied for the lead in scoring. LeVert 7 of 8 from the field for 19 points. Dawkins 8 of 11. He also had 19. The leading scorer right now for the Penguins will be Cameron Morrison, a homecoming of sorts. He's from Flint, Michigan, went to Carmen Ainsworth, and the sophomore has 10. Amude makes the second to cut the lead to 49. Wilson working it to Dockich. Cross to Rockman, down low to Chapman on the free throw line. His jumper no good. Rebound brought down by Sydney Amude. Pushing it back the other way, Jordan Andrews steps inside. Kicks baseline to Morse. Too strong, Wilson skies up for the rebound. He's looked good and now pushes the break. So the ankle appears to be all good now. After at one point it appeared he had re-aggravated that existing injury. Instead he will test it again with a 3, no good. But Chapman goes up for the rebound and is fouled on the putback attempt. His attempt no good, but he will go to the line to shoot 2.
Seems like DJ Wilson is playing with confidence right now, and that's a good thing to see with a player who is coming off an injury, because sometimes players go out there and they're scared they're going to re-injure themselves. And when you play a sport, especially basketball, scared, it doesn't end well for you. But DJ Wilson's out there with 6 points.
Chapman misses the first. As both sides now clearing their benches. Strollo in there for the first time for Youngstown State. A long 3-pointer for Bryce Nichols at 6'9". Wouldn't expect him to be a 3-point shooter, and based on the result of that shot, I think it's clear he is not. Dockich, no look pass down low to Chapman, who's fouled going up. They're just not going to give him a clean look. He had either Chapman or Wagner did Dockich. He deferred to Chapman, who will go to the line to shoot 2 again after going 1 of 2 from the stripe on Michigan's last possession. Michigan now with 97 total points to Youngstown State's 46 with 1:24 left to play. Wolverines, after that made free throw, are 2 points away from the century mark. We have not seen Michigan get to 100 points at home this year. They're within a point of doing so after the second made free throw from Chapman. Makes it 99-46 with 1:20 left to go in the game. Strollo with it now, getting his first handle. To Davis. Davis from Ann Arbor, Michigan. Misses the three in his homecoming. Certainly not the results he's hoped for. 0 points and now 0 of 2 from the field. The Ann Arbor News Player of the Year struggling in his homecoming. Wilson for three in front of the bench. He buries it. 102 points for Michigan. And DJ Wilson makes his presence felt in limited time. He's got 9 points in the game. A three back the other way from Andrews is no good. And Wilson corrals the rebound. He's looked good. 9 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist in his return. Dockich splitting the defense. No look. Wilson from the same spot again. He buries it. DJ Wilson, 12 points. And he's been on fire. He's 2 of 3 from deep, 5 of 6 from the field. And a near turnover goes out of play. Youngstown State will keep possession. 33.2 seconds left to play. Michigan on top, 105-46. Splitting the defense, Amude went up strong, lost the handle on it and missed everything, but it fell to his teammate Andrews, who goes baseline, throws up a circus shot, missed everything. Ugly finish there. And now Dockich just needs to cross the half-court stripe. He will do so, gives his teammate a pat on the back. Wagner and Michigan will close things out. The final score from Chrysler Center, Michigan 105, Youngstown State 46. Emily, your final thoughts on Michigan's very solid performance in today's contest as Derek Walton Jr. most notably finishes with a triple-double, the 5th in program history, and the 2nd in consecutive games for the Wolverines.
Well, in the blowout game, the Wolverines gave the fans something to stay excited about the whole game with Derek Walton Jr.'s triple-double, and then with DJ Wilson coming off the bench and scoring 12 despite coming back from an ankle injury. He's out there ready to play, and the fans were excited the whole night.
That'll do it from Chrysler Center. Again, the final score, Michigan 105, Youngstown State 46. On behalf of Emily Herrard, I'm Leo Blavin, wishing you a good night and go blue from the Michigan Basketball Student Radio Network, WCBN FM Ann Arbor. Our next game will be on Wednesday night when Michigan takes on Bryan. Until then, so long, good night, and go blue.